Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Buff Breakdown. It is day 3 of the anniversary buffs for Anniversary 8, and today we got the buffs for the 5-star Berserker and the 2-star Caster. And right from the get-go, man, we got some very interesting stuff today. First of all, the 5-star Berserker buff went to Raikou. So, yay, I can already tell you, she can now loop. There you go. Enjoy, Raikou fads, she's finally doing it. And then the 2-star caster buff went to HANS. I am shocked. I am beyond shocked. Shakespeare is rolling in his grave, but you know what? As a HANS enjoyer, I guess I'll take it. Definitely not needed in the slightest, but hey, why not, I guess. Let's talk about the Raikou buff first, I think. Yeah, because this is what most people are going to be, I feel like, more interested about, but let's see. So they buffed her mana burst, right? Yeah. So, what it used to be, on a 6-turn cooldown, you get 30% buster up for 1 turn and then a 1 turn evade for herself. Man, is that a weak skill though. Again, for SSR standards these days, this would be a very weak skill. So what did they change? The cooldown remains the same as 6 turns, but now, first of all, the buster up of 30% on max rank is now 3 turns. Yay, much better. That's the good old standard we're used to seeing. The evade remains at 1 turn, which is fine, ain't no worries there. And then the one really important thing that completely shifts her from being just a DPS to a capable farmer now is that she gets a 30% battery for herself. Now again, this being on a 6-turn cooldown means she can finally do buster looping, yes indeed. Now, since I'm recording this so early on, I don't have the numbers for you yet to see, but they should be pretty decent, actually. They should be very good. Now, they probably won't be as good as, say, Arjuna Alter, for instance, who is basically in the same kind of buster loop as Raikou is now, because he obviously kind of cheats with his niche and whatnot, always being there most of the time. Raikou, however, does have 50% damage mods for Demonic and or Sky/Earth Servants. 50% each. So honestly, depending on what you're farming, she could do more damage just because of this existing right. But I feel like most of the time Arjuna Alter probably still, you know, is quote unquote the better option. But hey, I personally know many Raikou fans that have been waiting for this because she was always in that awkward position that she sadly cannot loop at all before this because she had no batteries whatsoever. Even with the append, it was never going to be possible. But with this, you can finally do it. She's not just delegated into a DPS spot anymore. By the way, this is good for her DPSing too, mostly with this 3-turn buster up. So that's great too. But mostly this enables her to finally be a farmer for those that want to use her. Now on the Berserker tier list, I had her placed on a B+, which some people say may be too low or maybe too high, depending on how you look at it. But with this, she should at least be an A, maybe even A+, honestly. Maybe this is more fair. Again, I'll have to check the numbers later, and again, in the description of this video, we will have the AoE MP looping damage sheet linked, so the values will be there later for you to check on. And again, depending on how the numbers look, you know, my mind may get swayed one way or the other again, but I feel like I can probably put her into A+ now. She's both a better DPS and is able to farm pretty well, or at least should be able to farm pretty well now. So there you go, Raikou fads, you guys made it, finally. Welcome to the big leagues. And then let's talk about the HANS buff. I can't believe I'm saying is that we're talking about a HANS buff. What are they doing? Shakespeare is just looking terrible. Why are they buffing HANS again? But okay, let's take a look. So they now buffed his first skill. The only thing that hasn't been buffed on him is the battery. Everything else now has been buffed. So let's see what we're working with here. I mean, again, this always could have been buffed in my opinion. It was never like amazing, but it was never bad either. So on a 5-turn cooldown, you get 40% of crit damage for the full party for 3 turns. Again, good uptime. Does it do much? No, but is it a nice bonus, especially when you consider he also generates stars with his 3rd skill? Yeah, cool combo. So for a 2-star, this was always fine and good. There was nothing really ever wrong with this. I never expect anything insane from 2 stars to begin with. This had synergy, it helped, it was fine. But they decided to buff it anyway. So now, on a 5-turn cooldown, what do we get? First of all, the existing effect of the crit damage up for everyone for 3 turns is up from 40% to 50%. You know, why not? Looks better, I guess. And then we get some if statements. So for all good alignment allies, they get 50% star generation now for 3 turns, okay? That's the first condition. And then for all balanced allies, you get 20% MP gain for 3 turns. Okay? And then for evil allies, get 20% MP damage for 3 turns. And then there's a final check. If the allies that are in the front line when you're using this are neither good, balanced, or evil, like none of those normal secondary alignment thingies on the other side, if that makes sense, they get 20% crit damage for 3 turns. So for everyone there, they get 70% crit damage basically. Now to illustrate this a bit better, here's the alignment chart. Again, the standard second side, if you will, is like good, balanced, and evil. 99% of servants, maybe a bit less because of summer being so big, maybe at least like 95% of servants fall into one of these. So most of the time the bonus crit damage won't really be handed to many servants, but there's some exceptions like the bride alignment for narrow bride, for instance, which she would get the crit damage. The chaotic insane alignment where the Lancelot, Turk, etc., they would get the crit damage as well. And then finally Arjuna Alter being both good and evil, he's an interesting case because in his case he would get both the MP damage and also the 50% star generation, right? So he's a very interesting case here. He gets like 3 buffs from this skill for all you Arjuna Alter fans out there, I suppose. But yeah, it gives everyone something no matter what, which is kind of nuts. And they increase the base value for the crit damage for everyone too. Now Hans himself is balanced, so he actually gets the 20% MP gain, which is honestly the best of all the possible outcomes for him. So yay, easier to get his MPs again, I suppose. And again, his MP is really good after the buff, so yay, that's nice. So it helps him out quite a bit too. Yeah, you know, again, was this needed? No. Like, I already have him on EX tier on my caster tier list, like, this year already, even before this buff. I don't think I'm gonna move him at all. He's still insane. Like, for a 2-star, no 2-star should ever be this strong, really. It's just ridiculous. I'm just gonna keep him in EX still. But there you go. Hans remains insane. Just, what could I say? So to recap, Raikou can now loop, yay, finally, and also her DPS potential should be a bit better with the better uptime on the Buster buff as well. Yay, hooray, this is good, this is a good buff. Was it the one I wanted to see? Maybe not. I probably would have wanted to see a Shan Yu or Nightingale buff instead to give them some kind of a better place in the game, but you know what? Raikou has been in the game for so long, I'm not mad about this buff. I think it's fine, I think it makes sense, so enjoy Raikou fans. And for the Hans one, absolutely not needed whatsoever, but hey, they love him, so you know what, there you go. He's now even better than what he used to be, and Shakespeare is just, he's dead. They might as well delete him from the game at this point. Really, because yeah, just rip Bozo. Now for tomorrow, for day 4, we are getting a 5-star Lancer again, and a 4-star Assassin. My predictions are as follows. I think Karna should be the 5-star Lancer recipient. Hopefully they fix his battery so he can actually join Raikou and many others in proper Buster Looping Club, because man, he is falling behind more and more every single year. And for the 4-star Assassin, I'm hoping for either Steno or Kiritsugu. I think they are in the most need of buffs of all 4-star assassins at this point. So here's hoping, you know, my predictions come true, because I'm really trying to, you know, predict buffs for the servants that need it the most, basically. I try not to be biased here, so hopefully those end up being happening. And there you go. That wraps up day 3 of Anniversary 8 buffs. One could argue about how deserved some of these were, but you know what? They are there, and there's your daily report for buffs. We'll be back tomorrow. I might still keep doing these before the stream because, you know, that way I can get these out fast and I don't have to worry about it later. So let me know if you are okay with these offline recordings that come out fast, or if you want me to do them on streams and then have them come out like 5-6 hours after the update or more. But there you go. If you enjoyed this buff breakdown, do me a solid and press the thumbs up button on this video. Also, subscribe not to miss out on future buff breakdowns. Again, we're still doing daily ones and hopefully other fun videos on the way as well. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care. Peace out.